All right, welcome back. Once again, this is Mr. Spinks. We are on section 11.1, second video of section 11.1 for the day. Simple one again, guys. We're doing word problems involving percentages. Pay attention. I know we don't like word problems, but it's not hard. Reading off, example, the U.S. Department of Agriculture's recommended daily allowance for niacin for adults is 20 milligrams. So that's what you should get every day, 20 milligrams, okay? One serving of Cheerios provides 5 milligrams. What percent of the United States Department of Agriculture's recommended of niacin does one serving of Cheerios provide? Well, when you find a percent, excuse me, percent is always the part you're looking for divided by the whole. So let's look here. What is the whole in this case of the daily recommended allowance of niacin? Well, adults should get 20 milligrams, so that's the whole part that you should get. The part is the part Cheerios gives you. Cheerios gives you 5 milligrams. So in dividing the part by the whole, 5 divided by 25 should give us 0.25. But this is not a percent. We talked in the previous section of the previous video about turning a decimal to a percent. To turn this decimal to a percent, we move the decimal point 2 spaces to the right and throw a percentage point right after it. That means if you're getting 5 milligrams of Cheerio or of niacin from Cheerios and there's a 20 milligram daily allowance, you're getting 25% from that Cheerios. Easy stuff, guys. It's got to be able to produce it from word problems. Here we go. Another example. The Florida Lottery had a total education appropriations of 2,604,264. So this is the total that we have right here that the Florida Lottery is going to appropriate or give to everything in Florida. Now the graph below tells you how that's divvied up, how all this total is divvied up. As we look below, 25% goes to student financial aid, 11% goes to universities, 8% goes to community college, and 56% goes to public schools. If you didn't know that, yeah, the proceeds from lottery goes to school systems. So here's the total we're using. Now the questions come on the next page. If we look at the next page, all right, they want to know exactly how much money was given to the community college and how much money was given to the state universities. So let's look back. If we look back, it says state universities got 11%, community colleges got 8%. All right. So these guys got 11%. Or community colleges got 8%, excuse me. State universities got 11%. Well, if we look, 8% of what? 11% of what? What are we talking about here? Well, if we look, it's 8% of the total amount of money. It's 11% of the total amount of money. So we've got to look back and see what is the total amount of money that the Florida Lottery appropriated to the state. And it turns out it's $2,604,264. So I'm going to write that down. $2,604,200 was it 264? Make sure. $264. That's right. 264. So, how do you find 8% of this number? How do you find 11% of this number? That's the question. Well, what you're going to do is you're going to turn your 8% into a decimal. And how do we turn 8% into a decimal? Well, we move the decimal point 2 paces to the left and insert a 0. 8% is actually 0.08. And if we want to know 8% of 2,604,264, we take that 0.08 and multiply it times the number 2,604,264. Now plugging that into your calculator, it produces an answer of $208,341.12. That is $208,341 and 12 cents. Throw a dollar sign next to it, and that's how much money that the community colleges would receive. in this case. That's how we take care of this type of problem. Same thing on state universities. I will convert the 11% to a decimal by moving the decimal point 2 places to the left and getting rid of the percentage. That is 0.11. And if I want to know what 11% of the total is, I multiply that 0.11, or 11% as a decimal, times the total amount of money. And multiplying there, our answer produced is $286,464.04. Once again, our answer produced is $286,469.04. And that is what 11% of our total would be. Simple percent and decimal problems being used with word problems. Easy stuff, guys.